I am recording on my attic in Portugal. It's an improvised situation in which I have the camera holding on for their life, for their dearest life, to a lamp, let's say. So I'm truly not sure how this will done. It's not a lot of weight. The microphone is small. But let's talk about what really matters. Now let's bring my sheet over here. That way I'm not with them talking. And I'm just gonna talk to you. Cause this might be interesting. An interesting perspective on life. On how life performs to you now. I don't know. I could have think of doing this on a different way with sun and less artificial light, but hey, I didn't thought of it. I didn't thought I would record anything today, but here we are. Ahoy, marinero! Ahoy! One Piece character without trying to be One Piece. I'm just Portuguese. La 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 la. Hey. So yeah, it's nice. I wish I could have performed here. I've tried to organize like a few shows, but like the person that I contacted, unfortunately didn't had shows for the time that I was being here. He had shows for the before arriving to Portugal and after departing from Portugal to England. So it was fun trying to manage. I truly wanted. It's like one of the things is I truly want to get to try more often doing stuff in Portuguese here and there, like trying for the first time to do it in Spanish. It's been a dream of mine, but like in Portuguese I truly want to try some ideas, some that I try to convert to English, or just things in Portuguese since it's just an experience of overall situation. But yeah, ignore the bags, ignore the stuff. The attic normally is just serves as a purpose to like store shit. Basically, through my teenage years, it was used to for my playing of like stuff. I had toys here and there, and this would be my space to play. And I always served the purpose to store stuff, but I had here my toys and I would come here for my space as a kid. As I grew up, like this is the space where we leave the stuff that we don't use as often and we might search here and there for special occasion, like suits, dress, bags that we have, that we store, that like stuff that doesn't matter for the daily time, but it's just there. It's just like if you need it, you just go here and there's like, I wanted that. Okay, it's here. So yeah, you know about that. It'll be a lot of props today, so fun. Not that this matter, I'm just trying to be dynamic. People say like, your videos need to be more dynamic. It's like, what do you mean? I have stuff coming up and off. I have stuff like this. Look at it's done, it's gone, magic. So I don't know what people mean truly. Like I disappear now from the camera. I get back to the camera. That disappeared again. Very nice, truly demure. Oh yeah, I don't know, it's just me trying to create shit that might be fun. And I might see the footage and it's just like, hey, a hand. Italian. Ooh. Great. So yeah, you have a little bit of everything. Truly honest. How can you not love this? It's just like a show within a show that no one pays attention, truly. But yeah, let's talk about the place that I want to talk about. I have here a sheet of... Okay. So let's talk about Salisbury. I visited that place, the place that will be in the description, Salisbury, in 2024 for a performance. It was a rainy day. I don't know how to rain. Banger. This is a banger. Summer Bang. I really don't know how to play, I just have that there. Someone thought it was a good idea. Let's get him a guitar and let's let him be the star of a show that no one cares. And I was just like, but I don't even care about playing a guitar, acoustic guitar. They're like, but you will learn. I'm like, I never learn, but I do this weird shit. So, you're welcome. So, yeah, funny times. So, yay. The head of guitar. Nice pun. See, very good. Very good content. For who this is, I don't know. But it's good content for social media. So yeah, I got there, I went for this performance. It was my first time around there. The photos that you will see here are the photos from the place. Truly enjoy. I will just be here, silently enjoying time. Dun dun time. Dun dun time. Okay, now that you saw the pictures, ignore the horrible music. How can I not notice the rain? I had an umbrella with me. That later I forgot and I had to come back because it was not raining, and then, yeah, it started raining again and I'm like, I had an umbrella, fuck. Stuff that is not attached to my body, I forget. Hey, very good. So, yeah, so I went for this gig. Walk a little bit around, even with rain. I took some photos with my phone before the performance. And if it was not raining, I probably would just go for the full day and enjoy around and eating there and stuff. But it was raining, so I just took like evening train close to the time that I was performing just to get there, walk a little bit to find the venue, and that was it. So I'm walking, I see a couple of places. Some of it showed already here, and you have an idea of how Salisbury looks like. So I walk around, okay, I find the venue, not long after a few minutes walking, and get to the venue. I approach one of the waitresses on the pub, the waitress on the pub, fancy. I approach her, and I ask like, do you want to flirt with me? No, I wouldn't do that, but no, I just said like to her, it's like, where is the comedy? Is the comedy here? I'm in the right place. Like, she was like, yeah, he's in the back. Like, there is a room in the back. I can take you there. I'm like, okay, fair enough. So she takes me there, and there is like a little space between the pub, like the inside pub. There is an outdoors for people that might want to smoke and drink something, and then the room outside was like some sort of like container that they improvised, that they created like a room, some sort of like that. I don't have the recollection exactly how that looked, but looked like a container, a version of a container that they improvised the room in it. So I got there, the thing is still closed. Like the promoter arrived around, I think the night was starting around 8 or 7:30, and the promoter arrived 7. So I got to the place around 6 something. And I stayed there on like the outside part, just to like wait for the promoter to arrive and then understand what's gonna be the stage and stuff, because that place came to me through someone that was performing at the time. Like, I performed a couple of times with them in different venues, and I was asking like, what is there nearby? Like, I was still living in the south, so I was just like, it's the same as like I mentioned before. It's in the south there is not a lot, and not a lot going on. So when you find something, it's just like, let me give it a try. It's not that far, so let me just take a train and find if it's good or not. And if it's good, it saves me time to go to other places that it might be more far away from here. Replying to message emails, like trying to sort some stuff. That's what most of the time I do, truly. If I'm waiting for someone, I'm trying to advance or either content like images or stuff, or I remember, like, this is just a parenthesis. A parenthesis. This seems war. Ooh. No, it was a parenthesis of, like, when I was organizing my nights, for example, I would arrive earlier. And arriving early would allow me to, like, already prepare sort of like the content that I would launch after, like the images stuff for my page. So yeah, it's always nice, like that way I use that time while I'm waiting to welcome people, or in this case waiting for the promoter to welcome me to the venue. Like, I use it to, like, prepare stuff or schedule stuff, or restructure some stuff like the planning to post content on social media. That's all of that stuff. So I try to use that time wisely. Working alone, like all the stuff I do, editing, creating, agency work wise, like getting my gigs, getting my work across, getting to projects like podcast stuff, like it's all me doing all of this. So it's just like I try to use my time most of the time, like, wisely, in a way that that time off, that time that I'm not doing something because I cannot do something, I'm stuck in a train going somewhere, like I use that to advance certain things that if I'm at home I may just take the computer and work on editing content like this, or posting, or restructuring, like writings for Patreon. I don't know, like stuff, like if I'm at home, I'm working on different stuff. If I'm outside, like I'm working on stuff that I can usually do through the phone. So it's just a way to understand what you can do and you cannot. And like sometimes if I'm home, I'm like, I'm not gonna send message now. I will send if I'm going to this gig. Like I will have a lot of spare time between stuff that I can use that in a way that I feel that I'm being productive, instead of wasting that time at home and then just. So yeah, it's just a question of managing time. Managing time. Yeah, managing time. The song of the year. Relaxing there, waiting for the promoter to arrive, like I said. And suddenly, elderly person goes to the outside of this pub, like this zone that I was in, and he starts trying to shout with me. I think the person just felt the need to shout. And I was there. I was in that space. And it was just like, hey, why not? So he thought of shouting with me, and at the beginning I was not understanding, but I was smiling just to not be rude. Because, like, he had a thick Irish accent, so it was hard for me to, like, understand the accent. I couldn't, like, pick up some words here and there. At the time I was not as... My ear was not as much fluent on understanding Irish. More and more I am, because, like, I listen to a lot of podcasts from comedy, from the Irish scene and stuff like that, and I'm really intrigued by, like, that comedy scene and all the stuff, Scottish, like... I try to, like, if the content is good, I try to understand and watch, and in a certain way you're developing, like, the listening of it, and you're developing, like, understanding of it without the need of subtitles. So it's nice. So this person is talking to me, and I'm just understanding, like, big words here and there. Like, I'm trying to word all of it in, like, a puzzle. He starts speaking to me, okay, he starts talking. It's like I'm trying to pick stuff and I'm trying to read this facial expression. So every time he gets sad, I'm getting sad. Every time he gets happy, I'm getting happy. Every time he tries to laugh something out, I'm like, okay, this is the time to laugh. So I'm just, like, copying his mechanism when he's telling the story. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting acting choice. I don't want to be an actor, but hey, sometimes you need to be in life. So I'm doing this. The guy, every time he starts again speaking, he would stop a little bit, then he starts speaking. He gets closer and closer and closer to me. So I started picking up, like, by the second story that he's telling the same story that he told before. He's just repeating himself over and over again. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So now I can have the pieces all together. Nice. This is sort of like a tutorial to learn Irish, but in a shitty version. And I'm just like, okay. I don't remember asking for like an app or a person to teach me Irish at the time, but hey, sometimes stuff happens. So you just need to accept it. So I'm just like there, listening to this guy. The guy had a need to talk and you don't want to be rude. I would say like, oh, it was nice to meet you if the other promoter, like the promoter would arrive, and I was just like, oh, I have work to do and stuff like that. But because the guy took so long to arrive, I think I had to listen to this guy for like 30-40 minutes, speaking continuously. And you realize, as more as you go, that is like he's repeating himself. He probably has dementia or something, so he wants to tell this story that he was like a veteran in war, but just remembers that. He just remembers some details and he keeps telling he's like have it started to make sense, like he had like the medals, the stuff in his chest, like just honorary stuff, and it starts to make sense that it's like, oh, the government threw me out, blah, blah, blah. The government, after all of the work that I did for years, now I'm like in a shitty situation, like and it's just like, truly, like, the story is sad, but it's funny the part that is like he's just keeping repeating himself. It's like, hey, hey, hey. And there is no space for talking. There is no space for me to talk. It's just to listen. I feel that I was listening to a podcast. No way I have an intervention in here. No way I have anything to say. Even if I try to say anything, it doesn't matter. He's gonna keep on rambling about this story, the same stuff, the same way that he told the story this last time. And you're just like, yeah, sure, why not, right? So, yeah, the guy tells the story over and over again. For the first time, I felt a relief. When the promoter arrived, I was like, for fuck's sake, you could be earlier on. Truly, it would save me time. Because I had someone tell me a story over and over again. It was a packed room, like a small room, but like it fitted around 30 people maximum. So we had, if I remember correctly, we had around 30 people in there. Was nice. The beginning was a little bit stressed by the fact that I didn't know if my comedy would go well. Because like what everyone told me at the time was just like, oh yeah, if you do dark humor, they might not understand that, they might be offended by it. So at the beginning I try to understand if like going in more dark subjects would be appropriate or not. And then when I got there, I asked the person, like, the people running the gig and like putting the sound, the sound like engineering the sound, sort of, like all the stuff. I asked like, how is the room here? Like I've got some people telling me that's like if it goes a little bit dark, the type of comedy, it's the crowd might not enjoy. What is like the vibe here? What's like what would be a type of script, like clean comedy, like more dark, more obscure, more history? What is this like? Because again, if you've seen my YouTube channel and you go back to like the videos of stand-up and the stuff that I post about stand-up, I have a little bit of everything. I have clean comedy, I have dark comedy, I have obscure comedy. I'm like abstract shit. Like I'm trying to write whatever I feel like and just convert into something funny. And being funny is subjective. Some of you might not enjoy what I do, but that's fine. It's just, if you enjoy one of the things that I do, that's just, yeah, just stay here for that, and the rest is just, if you enjoy all of it, that's nice, but I don't ask for you to enjoy all of it. Just enjoy whatever. I'm trying to provide free content for you guys, so just enjoy whatever you feel that is more your vibe-ish kind of thing. So yeah, I got there and I'm like, I have so many different sets that I can do here. It's not a long spot. I'm not doing 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour. I feel that if you're going for a place and you're doing that, the place that is hiring you should already know what you're doing, what is like your comedy, and if that can be offensive or not for whatever crowd they normally have. But I was just doing like a regular spot, like 10 minutes, I think, I guess. So just like, okay, yeah, I have 4 or 5 different sets that I can use. I can mix up some stuff. So I asked at the beginning, like, what is the type of crowd that you get? And they said, like, you can do whatever. It's like, man, when you're, like, as a performer, when you're asking what type of crowd you're getting, you're trying to adapt yourself. You're trying to make the night good for everyone. And if you say whatever, that doesn't give me a clear answer. And then if you get offended what happened later on, like you get offended for what I do comedy wise, that's not my fault. That's your fault. Because I asked what type of comedy would be the better or the best for the crowd to enjoy and to entertain the crowd, because that's what I'm here, what I'm there for. And you say whatever. So if you say whatever, then the responsibility of you not enjoying what I do, it's your fault. It's not my fault. Because I try to be as clear as water, when the water is clear, as you can see through the water, what would be the best there. And yeah, I don't know, it's just that happens often, that you're just trying your best, you're trying to adapt at all times, which most comedians on an amateur semi-professional level, first and foremost, and this is not rushing anyone, don't have enough material to like convert themselves into multiple facets that, like, if this crowd needs this, I do this, if this crowd needs this, I do this. They just have one set and that's it. And adapting fuck all, but that's what most people recognize and value. So hey, what am I doing wrong here? Am I the one doing it wrong, or is these people doing it wrong? Who knows? Some of them are getting 4. I don't know if that will be long term or just short term, but some of them are getting 4, others not really. I don't know. I don't know what truly works, what truly doesn't. But I will do my way of trying to adjust myself for everyone to have a good time and remember. And the crowd, for whatever I did at the time, like my type of comedy, like more of abstract type of construct, they enjoyed. The promoter didn't enjoy it, but hey, that's another discussion that could be taken in depth. But hey, they enjoy, so I had a good time, it was fun. And here's another place that you might want to visit, Salisbury. And yeah, take care of yourselves and see you on another one.